Some love stories begin with attraction, others begin with convenience, but this one began with time. Time spent growing, time spent waiting, and a love that learned patience long before it learned marriage. Zainab and Sadik met in secondary school, at a time when life was uncomplicated and the future felt far away. They were young, careful, and respectful, learning each other quietly within the boundaries they understood. Notes were passed discreetly, smiles were exchanged briefly. Their affection was gentle, restrained, and unseen by most but deeply felt by both. When the school day ended and parents arrived, they returned to their places. No lingering, no promises spoken aloud, just one last look and an understanding that patience mattered. They were raised to wait, and so they did. Years passed and childhood gave way to maturity. Graduation came not as an ending, but as a confirmation. Despite time, distance, and growth, they were still choosing each other. When Zainab and Sadik eventually married, no one was surprised. Their union felt natural, the continuation of a story that had already been written quietly over many years. Their wedding was elegant and dignified. Surrounded by family, tradition, and blessing, they stood together calm, assured, and deeply connected. Marriage was kind to them. Their home was peaceful, comfortable, and full of warmth. They shared laughter, routine, and companionship without effort. Love, for them, was not dramatic, it was steady. Children came into their home one after another, 5 daughters, each welcomed with joy. Their house filled with life, movement, and the sound of family. Sadik was a proud father. Zainab was a devoted mother. Together, they built a home that felt complete. But in every marriage, voices from outside eventually arrive. When Sadik's mother visited, she observed quietly. She watched the children play. Her smile was polite, her thoughts unspoken. Later, away from the rest of the family, she spoke to her son. There was no anger in her voice, no harshness in her tone. What she offered sounded like advice, but tradition has a way of carrying weight even when it whispers. Sadik listened, respectful, conflicted. In the kitchen, Zainab prepared a meal, calm, focused, unaware. She cooked with ease, trusting the life she had built, unaware that a conversation elsewhere was quietly reshaping her future. That evening, Sadik stood alone. A loving husband, a dutiful son, caught between devotion and expectation. He did not yet know what choice he would make, but the test had begun. This was their beginning, a love formed patiently, a marriage built carefully, and a life that seemed complete until it was questioned. Part 2 reveals the request that changes everything.